Everybody, and welcome to my 9th weekly update video thing. This one is for the 21st of October 2015. I don't really have a whole lot written down on my paper right here, but the few things that I do have written down can end up, well, I can talk about them for quite a bit. The main thing, as I'm sure many of you are aware, from the last two videos that went up, is that I got my Steam controller. And it's amazing. I'm using it right now. This isn't really that great of a display of it. I mean, I can move the mouse around. Whee! But it's pretty great. It's definitely probably the best controller I've ever used. It's just got so much versatility. The first thing that I played to basically show off how awesome it is was the modded Minecraft, the Regrowth Pack. I've got 30 to 40 keys bound to it, and it's amazing. The Saturday before I recorded that, so this past Saturday, before that there was a problem with the mode switch functionality, and with that, all of the things on the front, like there's that D-pad, trackpad thing, there's the normal trackpad that by default you just use it as mouse. There's an analog stick, which I'm using for the directional stuff on this, and there's also the four standard buttons, X, Y, A, and B, along with the start menu and, what's normally, start button, select button, and the little Steam button thing. Those are all the things on the front. But each one of those things, besides the start, select, and the Steam button, you can configure to be... Well, for the buttons, I don't really see how it would work out with the analog, but you can, for whatever reason, set them up as analog, as four discrete, like normal buttons, a D-pad, a analog input, a mouse, scroll wheel for like rotational. Like you can do that and have it scroll, which I'm probably going to move some keys around for that Minecraft, so that rather than clicking the shoulder buttons over and over to scroll through stuff in my inventory, I can just wiggle the wheel. But you can, like I was saying, you can set any of those. The analog stick you can have as up is a button, left is a button, right is a button, down is a button, clicking it in is a button. Same thing for any of the other analog inputs. And those buttons, you can also assign them as buttons or D-pads. But, so that, for those, if you set all those as buttons, that's, 16 buttons right there, and then there's a functionality, that's 16 basic buttons, but if you have them all as D-pads, you can also do a click-in button, like you can have them as touch functionality, and then a click-in for another button. So that's, 20 buttons right there. And that's just the front things, but then you can also do the switch mode thing, which wasn't working up until a patch on Saturday. There might have been a beta for it. I think that I'm signed up for betas and stuff, though. But that's when I got it, and with that, before that, it wasn't really working properly. But now you can assign one of several buttons to act as like a little toggle for any one of those, and that you can then switch from whatever it is to whatever other thing. It could be a set of 4 buttons just for those 4 analog and those 4 button things on the front. The set of 4 button things, you can have them as buttons, D-pad, analog things. It would have been 19 if you used that for those, like a D-pad functionality. But then there's also an outer ring that you can assign and have it do a different thing when it gets to the outer ring. That's what I've got that so that when it gets to a point on the outer ring, it goes into sprint, so I don't need to waste another button with control, I think. Even though I think I do have another one just for the other uses of the control button. But so with that little toggle thing that doubles those front things, so from those 19, just the basic discrete buttons without the ring or anything like that, it doubles that to be 38. And then you've still got the 2 grip buttons, the start and select button. You've got the trigger buttons, which the triggers you can have the soft press like that, and then you can have a hard press, which I don't think anything's assigned to for this. So that's 2 to 4 buttons if you're clever about it for those 2 triggers. The bumpers, you've got 2, well, that's 2 more bumpers. There's all sorts of other stuff. There's all sorts of settings for the way that the triggers work. Hairline, basic threshold. There's all sorts of great stuff. And I mean, it's just an amazing piece of hardware. I definitely recommend you pick it up if you haven't already ordered it. It's fantastic. And I just don't know what else I can say about that. It's just amazing. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'll be able to use it for Fast Food Tycoon 2. I set up all the bindings and stuff for it. I was all ready. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. But then when I open it, probably for the same reason that I've had problems recording it, it basically opens up its own little virtual machine. I don't know why I went back, but that pretty much just disables the Steam controller usage. You can't use it. I mean, there might be a way to like some sort of input device setup, but I'm not sure. There might be a patch eventually. I mean, the controller I think still in beta. It doesn't release officially until November 10th. So yeah, go get it November 10th. I'm not getting paid or anything. Who would pay me? I've got 20 subscribers. But yeah, that's 20 subscribers total. There's active, I don't know, like 2. But it's amazing what just putting Steam controller at this time into a YouTube video does. I had 7 views for that Minecraft video within the first 2 hours of it being up. I think like first hour and a half I had those 7. But then it kind of slowed down and I had like 2 more the rest of the day. So yeah, it's pretty fantastic. And like I said, that's kind of unheard of for this channel because it's tiny, and it's just a Minecraft series unless they really wanted to watch regrowth. I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure it was all because of the Steam controller. New series, it just as popular immediately as Fast Food Tycoon 2, which I've had for a while now, and got some lurkers on that. I think 2 of the people, Ladoyer is one of them, who's subscribed to me. I don't know if I have any more people who are subscribed that watch that. Maybe I did just pick up 2 more recently, so they might have been it. They have been lurkers that finally subscribed. So there's that, and then with that Minecraft stuff, apparently when I was setting it up, I was getting abysmal frame rates for recording stuff. I mean, there were times that it would be below, well, it would say that it was below 9 frames per second, but I don't think that was the case. It looked a lot smoother than that. It looked probably near 30 for that, but I mean, I wasn't gonna risk it. I couldn't figure it out. I went to my NVIDIA settings and went through. For Feed the Beast, I enabled the dedicated graphics. So I was thinking, what's going on? This is stupid. I should be able to see it, to actually use the NVIDIA. Well, it should be doing a lot better than this. I had 8 gigs of RAM allocated just for that Minecraft stuff. I even raised it up to 10. Didn't help at all. So it made no sense. So I thought, maybe, just maybe, when the Feed the Beast launcher opens up a mod pack, it opens it up in, well, the auto, which for whatever reason has been defaulting to integrated for just about everything. So I switched it so that the global default was dedicated graphics. And lo and behold, 200 frames per second at the settings that I was getting 9 before. So I set everything to just about max. The anisotropic filtering made distant stuff look all wiggly, so I turned that off. But everything else is on max, and even the map stuff. So I was pretty impressed with that, not gonna lie. All this time I've been playing modded Minecraft on integrated. I was wondering, people are like, yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. I was thinking, man, these are some massive memory leaks, or just, you've got random mods going together. People aren't putting together very well. Or just, well, it takes a whole lot because there's quite a bit going on. But nope, it was just that I was playing on integrated. It's magical, isn't it? So when I was trying to get that working, I also couldn't install the Sphax texture packs for that. I just couldn't figure out why. The base Sphax stuff was installing just fine, but the modded stuff, it just wasn't doing it. And it worked fine after I got it to, well, after I forced everything to be dedicated graphics. I don't know what I would need to whitelist for that to be, to not need to have everything running on dedicated, but whatever. It's fine. I don't mind. So there's that. I'm probably gonna keep playing that for a while. Just because, well, I want to get used to the Steam controller. It does take a bit getting used to. I mean, like anything, keyboard and mouse, for someone who hasn't ever played games on a keyboard and mouse, it's gonna take some getting used to. Me going back to controller after all these years, it took a while to get used to, and now with the Steam controller with so many buttons, it's basically a keyboard in the shape of a keyboard and mouse in the shape of a controller. So it's just gonna take a bit of getting used to, and once that is gotten used to, it's gonna be pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of open doors that open up. Probably not Minecraft. I mean, I'd probably still rather play that in normal stuff, but it's an incredible piece of hardware. People who say, oh yeah, console gaming is better because you can just sit on a couch with a controller. Well, I mean, you've been able to do that with PC, but now you can even play the PC exclusive games with a controller just as well on the couch. Before it was like, oh, well, you gotta have a keyboard and mouse on your lap. Have like a decent surface for the mouse to use it well enough if you're gonna sit on the couch. But nope, no longer. Now you've got this nice little controller. It's fantastic. So, another thing, I wasn't expecting this to go this long, but I mean, I guess this is the start of this too. Well, not really a start, it's been going on. I've noticed that when I've been just recording like the 10-minute videos, I was planning on just doing single episode recording sessions, and it's always seemed to be like around, unless I'm really staring at the clock, it's always been 15-20 minutes to get a decent amount accomplished, so that I feel good about it being an episode. And so now I think I'm going to make that probably the norm, so it's not just randomly cutting out, oh yep, I'm gonna call it there, 10 minutes in. So now it's gonna be 15-20 minute videos, I think, for most things. I mean, don't freak out if it's a 10-minute video. There's probably reasons. It probably wasn't enough, like, it probably was just a bunch of crap edited out, or I really was short on time for recording, or I got a lot done in those 10 minutes. So, you know, most of the time, don't be surprised if almost everything I put out now is a 15-20 minute video. So yeah, I think that's most of everything. Once I get this here Kirby in. Oh, I didn't need it. Oh well. I've got to assign some button to S so I can sell stuff without needing to scroll over to that. But yeah, that's pretty great. How close am I to the edge? Pretty close, probably. So, yeah, if you, on the thing that I had the texture pack assigned to for, oh, and this week the Rocket League's gonna be normal controller because I recorded 2 weeks worth last week. So this week's is from last week before I had the controllers. Oh, there's that. But, what was it? I was going, One Way Heroics, I'm probably just going to use the default key bindings for now, because there are apparently quite a few, and I don't want to try to figure out what's a decent set of bindings for that. This was default, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. So all that stuff. I don't fucking know. It's probably just gonna be one Fast Food Tycoon 2 a day from here on out. So yeah, just because of that regrowth series, I might move the regrowth to later in the week and then Fast Food Tycoon back to the Mondays. I'm not sure. If someone wants to let me know which they'd prefer, then let me know which you prefer, and I'll do that. But until then, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever it is you decide to watch that I'm in. Goodbye!